Alright guys, Heath here, Shepherd's Forge. I know I haven't posted a video in forever in a minute, but it's not like I haven't been busy. Just really been concentrating on the work. Steve and I have been going at it in the shop just non-stop. And the holidays are always, you know, a little shaky. I had a lot going on. Steve had a lot going on. It's not that I didn't have content. I've been busy. And I've really been concentrating much more on the work than the videos. And I don't think that's all that big a deal, you know? So, a quick update. Let me kind of show you guys what I've been doing. So, here's the Tomahawk that I made out of a ball peen hammer. This is cherry wood that I did all the texturing on this and did a little bit of burnt handle with some tung oil into the handle. I think it looks really nice. This has got to go off to the sharpener, but turned out really good. This is Steve's battle axe. That's got to go off to the sharpener. Damn nice job on that bad boy. This was our failed hammer. He turned it into, he's like, man, I'm not wasting the steel. He's like, we screwed up the hammer. He's like, I ain't wasting it. And he turned it into this. So that's pretty awesome. What else have we got here? I made this grilling fork to match the copper spatula that I made. I've been working on some small projects. This is the first hairpin that I made. I thought it was 1/4 inch. It was just a little smaller than 1/4 inch. Might have been 3/16 or something. I don't know. And I liked it, but I could have made it sexier. And this is a gift for somebody I care about. So I decided to make another one, and I did it out of 1/8 inch material, which I think came out better. Women with long hair have a tendency to have problems with headaches and stuff. I wanted to make this lightweight and still keep it beautiful. So I made that. My kitchen knife is coming along very nicely. As you can see, I have a well-contoured handle. It's looking good. And yes, I did in fact have that upswept handle there for a reason. And I'm telling you, this thing is going to perform very, very well. There's a reason I designed this knife the way I did. I haven't glued it in yet. I still got to put a butt cap on the end there. But it's real close to being done. This is the Davey Vader Shepherd's Forge collaboration blade. And I'm very happy with this. I'm just taking my time on it because this is my knife. This is the only knife I've ever made for myself. And I really want to just do it justice. So I'm taking my time with that. This is, Steve and I have both done another type of ball peen hammer axe. I had some guys at work come by and like throw these at me, and they're like, yeah, we'll never put a handle on them, go ahead and take them, do whatever you want with them. Like I said, I'm not one to just ruin a perfectly good tool, but if somebody gives it to me and says, hey man, make something out of this, I'm gonna do it. And they didn't want it. They didn't want it back. They're just like, hey man, here it is. It's been sitting in my garage. But that's the start of mine. As you can see, I'm kind of going for more of a Viking style. But I want this to be like an all-purpose camp axe. You know, something that's functional and as well as looks pretty. And this arc, I'm actually going to do like a one-sided edge so that I can hang it, so I can hit a branch and hammer down on it. So this will be like a, you know, basically like a wedge shaped. It's only going to be sharp on one end. And then obviously I'll sharpen this out and chase out, you know, the end here. And I'm thinking with the ball peen, I hadn't quite decided what I wanted to do with this yet. But I think I'm going to do the same thing I did with this one and just cut it flat so that I can hammer in tent stakes or whatever I need it for. You know, having a good flat hammerhead on an axe is never a bad thing, or a tomahawk, I should say. But I left the eye alone. I kind of wanted to put this on a hammer handle. Something a little smaller, lighter weight, you know, something I could get a good solid grip on. So there's that. And for those of you who've been following my channel, I have that big sign in my shop, Shepherds. And I've always wanted to forge out the letters. Forge. And hang it on chains underneath each letter, done in a totally different style. And I've been meaning to do this forever. But I'm finally getting to do stuff like that, which is a lot of fun for me. So this isn't quite done yet, but here's the F, and that was drifted through. I got just a tiny little tack at the end. I thought it would stay right where it was at, but when I went to go quench it, this part just came right out. I mean, as soon as the steel seized, that came right out. So I just put a little tack at the end, but here's the F. There's the O. And here's the E. No, no, no. I did not forge that out. Obviously. Once every 6 months or so, we have to have our plasma table calibrated. So a guy comes out and he runs a couple of programs to calibrate it. And one of the things they do to calibrate it is an alphabet. Or part of an alphabet. He did an E. I happened to be walking by and my boss was standing like, hey, can I have that E? He's like, what are you going to do with it? I'm like, if you're willing to give it to me, don't worry about it. He's like, yeah, we were just going to throw it out. So, I've got the F, I've got the O, I've got the E, I just got to do the R and the G, and we'll be in business. And the last bit is Steve's Cable Damascus sword, which I've got up to a fine 600 grit polish. Pretty happy about this. I've worked really hard on this. This was not an easy thing to do. This took a lot of time to get everything flat and true, and to get those bevels by hand to come out the way that they need to. So my next step is to take this up to 800, and we'll go in for the etch. But Steve's original plan, where he had the guard and everything else made out of brass, it was too heavy for the scabbard that he made, and when you went to go hang it, it tipped. It wasn't balanced. It was just way too heavy at the back end. So he's rethinking that. So I still have a little bit of time to really, really get this thing down to a super clean polish. But that's, you know, that's one of the things I'm still working on. And my apologies for being slightly absent as of recent. I apologize. You know, much apologies. But as you can see, I have been busy. I have been working. I'm just more about the work right now than in filming the work. Eventually, I'll work everything out to where I can do both, I hope. But to me, right now, the work is more important than the filming. And I don't think Steve would argue with me on that, but I know he wants me to keep filming. And Steve did come up, finally, with a forge name. Oh my god! About friggin' time. One-off forge. One-off forge. Because Steve's one of those guys, he does one-off products. He does it once, he likes it, moves on to the next. And I'm like, that's perfect. It's perfect. And it doesn't have anything to do with the fact that he's a giant. So everybody's going with that. Oh, call it Giant's Forge, blah, 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 everything. I'm like, no, that's not who Steve is. Steve is a one-off guy. He makes something, he does it beautifully, and it just works. I think maybe in the next video I'll show you what he made me for Christmas. I bought Steve a HOJ Forge doghead hammer for Christmas. And a beautiful, beautiful bar of feather pattern Damascus steel. Because Steve's really good at making daggers. And feather pattern just screams dagger. So you'll be seeing that in the future as well. But Steve made me a bowl and a jar out of, he'll correct me if I'm wrong in the comments probably, black walnut. And it's friggin' beautiful. But in order for you guys to really appreciate it, I kind of have to have it in the right light, like outdoor sunlight, so you can see, like, there are far more colors involved in that wood than I would have ever expected. And he did it all on the lathe, and they are absolutely stunning. And I am so thankful, because a gift that's made is so much better than a gift that's purchased. It just is. But yeah, I really look forward to showing you guys those things. So, thank you all for staying tuned and subscribing to me. Again, I apologize. The holidays are a little crazy. I don't have any kids or a wife or family or anything like that. But I got sisters and nephews and nieces and my dad and my stepmom. And, you know, it's a crazy time of year. I will also be doing a review of the County Line Forge hammer I bought off of County Line Forge's Etsy page. Looking forward to getting that. He said he sent it out in the mail on Wednesday, so it should be here relatively soon. One of the reasons I bought it is because I'm splitting myself between One-Off Forge and Shepherd's Forge. Most of my good hammers are in One-Off Forge. I don't have a whole lot in my own, because that's where I've been doing the majority of my work. But I need to have some good hammers in my forge. So I'm finding that, like, okay, my Hans Graf hammer, my HOJ Forge hammer, my Vaughn hammer, they're all in Steve's shop, the one-off shop. The ones I left behind in mine, I don't really like all that much, and that's why I left them there. And that's why I haven't been doing a whole lot of work, because then I have to go back to Steve's, or I have to take them with me, and I got to transport them back and forth. So I need some good hammers to have in my own shop, so that you know, I can do my own thing in my shop, and I can work with Steve, and you know, and that's how it works. And I figured, let's start it off with a county line forge hammer, you know, in my shop. So I'm really looking forward to that. And I don't know, guys, we'll see you on the next video, and hopefully I'll have a little bit more to show you. Maybe I'll be in the shop and actually working. You never know, right? But anyway, to everyone, Happy New Year's, and hope everyone had a good one. And I can't wait to see what everyone else produces this year. So, from Heath here at Shepherd's Forge, stay humble, please. Bye.